Okay, so this is part one of my percent composition videos. And in this, I'm going to find the percent composition of each element in copper bromide. Let's write that up here. Okay, so step one says write the chemical equation. Step two says look up the masses of each element. So for copper, you have 63.546 grams per mole. And for bromide, you have 79.904 grams per mole. And step 3 says multiply mass by quantity of each element. And in this step, you want to reference your chemical equation. And you see that we have one copper, but we have two bromides. So copper still equals what it did. But two bromides is going to equal 159.808 grams per mole. All right, and the next step says sum all the masses. So the sum of everything gives you 223.354 grams per mole. Okay, and next we're going to set up a proportion equation. And whenever you think proportion, you should think part to whole. So I'm going to write a part to whole ratio. And in our case here, we found that the sum of all the masses was 223.354 grams per mole. So that's the whole. That's the whole or the entire mass of the compound. So 223.354 grams per mole is the whole. And for the part, well, this time we're going to look up copper. We're going to find out the part of copper in the whole. So that is represented by 63.546 grams per mole. Now for the other side of the equation, ultimately we're looking for the percent composition. So since we know that the entire or the whole compound has a mass of 223.354, that represents 100% of the mass. So we'll just write 100 there. And we don't know how much percent copper takes up of the entire compound. So that's our unknown. It's going to be x. And cross multiplication will help us in solving for x. So in doing so, we wind up with 0.6. I shouldn't have wrote that. It equals 223.354 x. Division will get x by itself. And afterwards you'll find that x equals 28.5%, which represents the percentage of copper in copper bromide. And the last step, step 7, says repeat for each element. So nothing's going to change from here on out. We'll write our part to whole ratio. And we already found that the whole is represented by 223.354 grams per mole. And this time the part is going to be how much bromide is in this whole thing. We find that that mass is 159.808 grams per mole. Okay, now the whole is 100%, and the part, well, we don't know what part bromide represents, so we're going to set that equal to y. Cross multiplication will help us solve for y, and in doing so we find that we end up with, wait a minute, y. Division will get y by itself. And we found that y equals 71.5%. And that represents how much bromide is in copper bromide. Okay, so that's it. We found the percent composition of each element, and thanks for watching.